Hello, Internet.
Welcome to episode 51.
51.
We didn't even really celebrate that much last episode, did we?
Because...
Let's start off 51 with a classic joke.
Don't.
I can't believe we've already done 51 of these. You know what?
You know what? Thank
That's
God.
51 too many.
I thought it was going to be another one.
Which one?
I'm not saying.
51 episodes. Here we are.
Was it that one? I think it was that one.
Don't be distracted, though, because our 51st episode is much like every other episode. Trash.
How was your guys' week this week?
It was okay. Very slow. I got out and did a couple things, I suppose.
Nice.
So can't complain.
It's been pretty good. I think last week, beginning of this week, I went out and did some government stuff.
What did you do? Contract
you became
killing?
a CI double agent.
You trying to mortician me?
CI double agent. Everybody who doesn't get that reference, just look up Fed Smoker.
I got something to say after the story, though.
Oh boy.
Finally got everything I needed. I'm getting a photo ID soon since not getting a driver's license.
Oh, so you're getting tracked now?
Yeah.
You're part of the man?
You're
part of the machine? You're just another...
part of the government.
You're another cog?
Also, interesting fact.
Huh?
I don't know if you ever heard this when you get your driver's license or when you got your photo ID. I'm presuming you have one.
Yes.
Do you know why you're not allowed to have the two?
No.
Any guesses?
Because it's
Because somebody could steal your identity with
It's
the
not
other one.
It's not even that. If you have a driver's license and you have a photo ID, in their system, you technically count as two people,
Ah.
not just one.
That's why.
Well, I would like both now.
You can't.
Why?
We are all
You're not allowed.
Why am I not allowed to be two people?
Literally every time I went and tried to get that stuff done, the lady keeps on telling me, "Hey, you're not allowed a driver's license."
Is she single?
I don't know.
Could you find out?
She's a single person.
Well, I'm two people.
But yeah.
Bro, you can't.
I just walk up to her. I throw both my license and my photo ID on the table, and I say, "Hey, baby, double penetration," and then I wink at her and walk away. And then I come back to get my photo ID and license.
You just stick your dick in her mouth and you run around to the other side.
But
I move so fast, I have body doubles.
the thing I was gonna say before, I told my dad to watch Fed Smoker.
Oh no! Oh no!
You did that too?
Yeah. And he like I told him because he literally came to my room saying, "What was that guy you wanted me to watch?" I was like, "Fed Smoker. Just trust me. He is funny. You'll like him." So after I say 3-4 hours, I come out of my room. I go ask my dad "Hey, what'd you think of Fed Smoker?" He's like, "He's just another dude." I was like,
Just another dude.
Just another dude.
because
Huh?
he loves watching American shit, so he's probably seen people like Fed Smoker. But I was like, yeah, I explained a little bit. Oh yeah, he's a fucking meth head. My dad goes like, oh, it makes a lot of sense now. I told him about oh yeah, he thought he was a CI double agent, and he was just so lost in this fucking mind of his. He actually took out one of his tooth with a fucking karambit. I also told him about the mortician story. I also told him to watch the one where he's on the date with the girl.
That's a great one. That's probably one of my favorite ones because it's just so condensed. It's like a minute and a half.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It's chaos.
I think my favorite one is when he's outside of the department store and he's just biting on his cigarette and it's like, yeah, these guys haven't been really nice to me in the past few months. And he's like, I'm gonna get this dog on the fucking video as a baby raper.
He just goes on to talk about everyone's a baby raper.
A national treasure, lost forever.
He
Good
died
thing
with
he's fucking dead.
He died with a piss jug in his hand. Way of the road, baby.
I'm not surprised.
Have I shown you guys Unk Shine yet?
Don't think so.
No.
He's pretty great. Like, I'll show him to you after the podcast, but
Oh boy.
everybody in the comment section, or the viewers, people that come here for comfort or anything,
I don't know.
look
why
up
you
Unk
would.
Shine or Uncle. It's spelled like Uncle Shine, but like he goes by Unk Shine. Anyway,
Naturally.
so you said you had a dream for us, Kyle.
I had a dream, a fresh one last night.
Fresh.
So, it starts off like every other dream I ever have.
You fall asleep.
Yeah, well, I had superpowers. Simple, basic shit. I can fly.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I then learn how to use the Force, basically. And learn how to manipulate people with subtle movements of the Force. But if I do it too much at once, they explode. And so, gotta keep it on the down low.
Kind of like scanners.
Kinda.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm vibing out, and this shit's just is kind of going to my head. I'm like, yeah, I'm powerful. I'm a fucking Jedi. And then there's this like government hit squad comes, and I'm like, oh shit. And they call me out. They're like, yo, and they start coming at me. And so in a panic, I just fucking pop some dudes. And it's just like comical like Kill Bill levels of blood explosion. And I just fucking yeah, we watched Kill Bill, by the way, today. So topical. And I just pass out. And when I wake up, there's a person screaming at me. And I'm like, what? And she's like, why the fuck did you do that? Why'd you summon Khorne? And I'm like, what? And I look, and the world has gone to shit, riots in the streets, and there's just writing on the wall beside me in blood of, like, ancient rites. I'm like, hold on, what? And now I spend the next while surviving in this, like, post-apocalypse where everyone is a rioter, and random people will sometimes just sacrifice large amounts of people to become these fucking malformed berserkers. And I was just vibing out in there, and I remember I was with some dudes, and we were clearing out a building, like, classic post-apocalypse style. We just enter some basement, and there's just some shirtless dude, like, "Hurr!" just surrounded by bodies, like, oh no, he's a big boy.
That's it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just how it ends? You fucking go into a basement, you see a shirtless guy.
Oh, he tried to kill us, but I mean, we fought him. We tried to fight him off.
You walk into a basement, you see a shirtless me.
He was the main character, you see.
That would be terrifying. There's a big shirtless Tyler. He turns at you and starts laughing.
Starts laughing, and all he hears, that's how your dream ends.
That would be a nightmare. But yeah, dream about summoning Khorne to our world.
You have any dreams, Tyler?
I had a really...
You dream about anything?
Do you dream of electric sheep, perhaps?
I dream a dream of days gone by.
Are you good?
No.
I actually did have a weird one a couple days ago.
Ooh.
It started with me and a girl having sex in a car.
That is pretty weird.
That's a pretty wet. That's what we would. That's what we in the business would call a wet dream.
You know, it was quite funny. It didn't stop there. Like it began with us having sex in the car. Obviously, like
Did she?
Yeah.
It ends with us like in the car. Like,
Did she give you a foot job?
no.
Okay.
Tarantino movie.
But it ends like with me holding the condom. It's like half full. I was like, well, what do I do with this? We got nowhere to throw it out.
Did you drink it?
No. So we get in the car and we just go into the forest, like, just to ditch it. One thing led to another. We found an underground city. And it was like a fantasy, like.
Did you find Condom Atlantis?
No.
Did you find the Kingdom of the Gnomes?
No. Imagine like a fantasy Bloodborne type deal.
Oh, so like Victorian era.
So like Bloodborne.
Yeah. But like more magic.
So Bloodborne.
I don't think Bloodborne didn't really have magic.
It
was
did.
all explained in some kind
There's
of form
fucking
of
werewolves.
But there was a science behind it.
The science was that you had weird tainted blood.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was straight magic. There was literally arcanery. There was space magic, little abilities you could use. You could literally open a portal to the squid dimension.
That is true.
I wish I could go to the squid dimension. All right. Before you finish this, let me pose a hypothetical.
Yeah, before you finish like you did in that car.
Yeah.
I wish.
You can Doctor Strange open up, like, you get your fucking weird double finger wizard ring, and you spin around in a circle, and you can open up the blowjob dimension, and you stick your dick in there, and you get sucked off, but you don't know who or what's doing it. Do you put your dick in it?
Yes.
Well,
no. Before you go on, I'm guessing the main point is your dick is going to get sucked. It's not like, oh, the person on the other end will have some like razor sharp teeth or anything. You know this as the blowjob dimension. You still do it.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
It could be a dog's mouth.
Well,
but that's half the thing. You don't know.
Is this like one of the things where you stick it in and then you get fucking whatever on the other side trying to fucking slobber your knobber?
It's like Schrodinger's bathroom stall.
But like, because if it were a fucking like, if it were some weird dog or something, wouldn't you be able to tell when it fucking tries to fucking clamp on your fucking knob?
No, because it sucks your dick, no matter what it is.
So you would never know.
No.
And then you just close the portal.
Unless you go fully in there.
I don't want to go fully into the blowjob dimension.
I do.
I feel like this is a bad Rick and Morty plot. Morty, we're going to the blowjob dimension.
Please stop.
Stick your dick in the portal, Morty.
We went 51 episodes without talking about that trash show.
Well, no better
Didn't
of
we?
a time.
I feel like we've mentioned it at some point.
We probably have.
I don't think we have.
We have to have. I refuse to believe that we didn't mention Rick and Morty at some point.
But anyways, yes.
But regardless, I suppose so.
You would stick your dick in the...
Yeah.
In the blowjob dimension?
Yeah.
What if it was the anal dimension?
Yes.
No.
No?
No.
But it still feels like you're getting...
But how would you know?
You still feel like you're getting something backed up onto you.
You just pull your dick out, it just has poop on it.
I mean, that's the problem. Look, if you open it... Alright, look. You open the portal to the dimension of fucking hungry little mouths that are looking to fucking blow you. What are you gonna get? The worst you're gonna get? Spit on. You open the fucking dimension to the assholes, you get shit on. Alright?
Or a fucking prolapse comes out with you.
Listen.
Sorry, I didn't... Man.
Like...
I fucking hate my brain.
Listen, though. Back to continue on his hypothetical.
To the anal dimension or the blowjob dimension?
There's 5 portals.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All you know is that if you put your dick into any one of them, you will be pleased in some form or manner. But you don't know how it is until you've actually put your dick in it.
Okay.
Do you tempt fate and put your dick into one of the portals?
Do I know this is pleased through the
guy
portal?
who tells you is will say
who's the guy?
Shut up. It's a guarantee.
Tarantino.
It's a guarantee.
If it's Tarantino, it's just foot stuff.
Listen, it's a guarantee. He tells you in one of these 5 portals, all of them will please you in some form or manner. You just don't know what is pleasing you. Do you do it?
Okay, here's the thing. I would say I'm leaning towards no because he's just saying like, oh, it'll please you. Who the fuck knows what he would think pleases me? Because he's the portal man.
But, like...
He's the weird portal man.
He's the portal master.
So what pleases him? it might not please me. Am I gonna stick it in there?
He's under the
it's one of those things
stick
that
your
like
dick into this portal, so he knows it will get you going.
Yeah,
is there a dedicated list of things that like it's like this is what will be pleasing you? It's like all you have to do is stick
He knows the list, but he won't tell you.
Stick your dick.
I'm concerned if he won't tell me.
Because it's a funny game to him.
It's a funny... Man, I feel like it would be better if there was just nobody there. Because then I could I can stick my finger in the portal. And it's like, if something starts sucking my finger, it's like, oh, okay.
I feel like if he's just messing with us, then he's fucking messing with my head, both of them.
Exactly.
Like, that's fucking weird. I don't trust that.
But it's like, it's all about your curiosity.
Yeah.
I mean...
Because, like, the thing about it, all the ways that a body...
Ultimately, you are really the only one to be blamed if something does go wrong.
It's specifically how a body can please you.
Yes.
Okay, that changes things.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
If it's like, okay, you stick your dick in one of these portals, it will please you in some way that a body can please you.
Yes.
I think that's a lot more safe than just saying, something's gonna happen and you'll probably like it, wink wink, nudge nudge.
It will be a body part of some kind.
I swear to God, Tyler, if a foot comes out of one of those portals...
You don't know.
Alright, how about this? You get to the end of your rope, like, you stick your dick in every single one of those portals, and it's like, best orgasm every single time. And then it's like, you know those portals? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like on my deathbed, I'm like a shriveled old husk from like busting in these portals so many times. It's like, those were all men. How would you feel?
I wouldn't care.
But
that's the whole thing. It's Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's
glory hole. It's Schrodinger's. I mean,
Schrodinger's fucking
listen.
gas station bathroom stall.
He will unveil what happened, but you gotta do it first.
I feel like that would just take away from it, but at the same time, if it's already happened, then you just gotta live with that.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I would be better off just
there,
like never knowing.
But like for those people who did want to know.
Yeah, like
I would rather it just be a lifeless entity that I'm blasting into, you know?
Yeah, because like if you're opening a portal just for a glorified glory hole, then I feel like I'm fine. Like if I
it's like a fleshlight you don't have to clean.
Yeah, and then he's like now you want to know what happened? I'd say no, and I turn around and walk away.
Okay, fair enough.
Plug my ears and pretend that I don't already know what it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's going to be something terrible if he's rubbing his hands together. It's like, you want to know what it is? I'm like, no, I really don't. I really don't.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
Finish your Atlanta story, by the way.
Oh, right.
Tyler already said he doesn't care.
How do I explain the ending? Because like it just turned into like a slice of life thing where we just hung out with a bunch of people in the town.
How does finding Atlantis turn into slice of life?
It was okay. The atmosphere and the surroundings was like the Bloodborne type deal.
Yeah, it was like Victorian.
But it was modern people.
Okay, so there's modern human people.
Yeah.
You didn't find like the kingdom of the lizardmen.
No.
Okay, solid.
They're just normal people.
Did they have like fucking turtlenecks and shit?
One of them did.
Okay.
A white turtleneck.
White turtleneck. What the fuck?
Why is that the thing that throws you off?
Because it's the normal shit that throws Eric off.
Look, man, I know that you have one turtleneck, but
do you have a turtleneck?
I've worn it here before.
Really?
Yes.
When?
Multiple times.
But
it's like
I
my
feel
long
like
sleeve turtleneck.
I feel like a turtleneck is a refined person thing to wear if they're on a college campus, and my mind went to a college campus when you said Victorian era normal people.
Could have been.
So why does it being white matter?
Oh fuck. Just a white turtleneck is off-putting to me. Normally they're black or gray. It's just like I've never seen a white turtleneck before, all right? I've never seen one. As far as I'm concerned, they don't exist.
So it's not the fact that it's a turtleneck; it's the fact that it's
Who
white.
fucking cares if it's a turtleneck?
Yeah, he didn't react when you said turtleneck, but you're like white turtleneck. You're like white turtleneck.
Yeah.
As if it
It's
doesn't
like
exist.
it's like you
It was
saying,
in my dream.
It's like the equivalent of you saying that somebody was wearing a white turtleneck after Labor Day. That's how much of a not white turtleneck existence I'm living in. I've never seen a white turtleneck before.
Well, how many turtlenecks do you even say?
I'd say I've seen a fair amount in my time. Probably
Damn,
more
I gotta
than
go to more places than you. Then.
more than the average person, I'd say. But granted, most of the times I've seen them, it's been in like spy movies, and one that I own.
I'd like to see Eric in a turtleneck.
I can find it if you'd like, but not during the episode.
just have turtleneck day.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's my
wears a
dream.
turtleneck.
We
You
should
just
have
wear an entire turtle shell.
Haha.
This is why I need a turtleneck to defend myself from your assault.
Speaking of
Assault. Listen.
assault and trauma, how'd you guys like what I showed you today?
It
Shut
was
up.
assaulting my senses and traumatizing.
Next bit.
Next bit, you don't want to talk about
No.
it that much. Yep, a natural response.
We spent enough of last episode on a similar topic.
That's very true. We did. Yeah, we did.
We did.
What topic?
Never mind.
No, I'm genuinely curious. What was the topic?
You want to take this one, Kyle? I'm going to pour another drink.
We can just mention it. We won't talk
The
about
topic of the fucking Pony Town.
it. What?
We spent a lot of time talking about My Little Pony last time.
Oh.
Yestertime.
So anyway, now to leave that one dead in the water, we watched big Tarantino movie Killis Billis.
Billy Killy.
Yeah, it was my first time watching it.
How'd you like it?
I thought it was pretty cool. I mentioned a couple things while we were watching the movie that I liked. I like how it just takes dramatically different styles just whenever. Like, it will do the entire first half of a fight scene. You know, it'll do the entire first third of a fight scene in one style, switch to another, and then in the last third it'll fucking switch to a completely different one again. All of which are stylistically interesting.
Especially within that last, 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, the last 30 minutes is just one big fight scene.
Bombastic shit.
It's just black and white the whole time, but then the light goes out. Then it's just straight black and blue. Then color finally comes into existence.
And
you
it
just
was
see the carnage.
And it was specifically blue, a color that wasn't really present throughout most of the movie.
That is true.
And fucking... it's a better animated movie than a number of animations that are out now.
For that one, 10-minute scene.
People...
It felt longer than 10 minutes.
It did, but we're also drunk.
Yeah, it's not that long at all, but
That's one of the best scenes in the movie, too, by the way.
It was a really good scene.
Mm-hmm.
it's just... People don't truly realize how, early 2000s and, say, late 99 movies are such gems. They're just a different breed that can still stand up to current times.
You know why I think that is?
Why?
Alright, here's my nail-biting take. I think it's because that's when, back when CGI was more of a tool. It wasn't something to be relied on. Because you see a lot of the modern movies now, where, a lot of the big fight scenes are just CGI. Whereas you see even a lot of the, minor two major scenes in movies from that time, they are all reliant on actual...
physical action.
Yes, where you can see in the one scene drawn from the pussy wagon, her dragging herself into the car, and she's actually crying from exertion. That's real. That's a real scene. And a lot of the physical action in that movie is real. It's not somebody holding her arm up and then lightning coming out of it in a forced scene, or something like from the Wonder Woman movie, the most recent one, where a lot of it is just CGI fights, where it's two people walking at each other and throwing energy at each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's mainly a lot of the time where it comes from, where like these old action movies are where it's at if you want to see shit like that.
I feel it's also, and this is probably less an action movie thing and more of this is the kind of thing that happens when you get directors like Tarantino and shit like that. It felt like when he was making the scenes and the things that happen, he wanted to just try things and do things because they interested him. Not because he needed to meet a quota or hit, like, this does not need to be the mass appeal movie, Mm-hmm. So he's like, so you have the bit where it's like, let's have a, like, fucking 3 to 5 minute uninterrupted shot. We'll have to build an entire set around being able to do this. Everyone will have to do multiple takes to get it right. And there's going to be so many working elements. We're going to have those chef guys who you don't even see beyond this scene, like, working at their best.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
we're just going to do it. 'Cause it would be cool.
All the dancers and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it looked like they were going in.
Oh, yeah. And, like, you see that kind of stuff, too, with, like, a lot of other, like, masterpiece movies of, like, our time, like The Wolf of Wall Street as well. Where, like, they have the, like, even though they're a little bit shorter shot ones, they aren't as long as that one, there's still, like, hundreds of people in the background just, like, dancing, singing, doing paperwork, like, jerking off in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that. That's crazy, but it's crazy good.
And it's...
Still shots are a masterpiece if they're done right.
And it's also just the general vibe of everything. Like, for one... You don't need a scene to be actually bombastic for it to, like, get you hyped for it. And I feel like they kind of really demonstrate that with how the soundtrack alone, the way they're constantly jumping between styles and each new fight has a different track that is, like, really good. You can, like, the final fight, when the final fight there was them standing in a field while some baller-ass track played, and most of it was them looking at each other. Mm-hmm. And even like
it was set in Japan, but it was set in Japan, but it was a Spanish soundtrack, and it just fit.
It works, and it's like these simple elements, a simple thing like a soundtrack, can take a scene that honestly doesn't have a hell of a lot happening and elevate it that more. And then throw in some good shots, like the one with the little bamboo fountain tipper thing. And it's...
Suspense. It builds.
It builds it up, and it makes it better. And
what if the bamboo thing is just like a euphemism for each, like, action that's about to happen? Because they only ever truly move...
Like a metronome?
Like when the bamboo shot came back up. Like, whenever it was filling up, like, they weren't moving. They were just staring at each other. But whenever it went stink, and that's when they went in for slash.
Probably.
See, I wish I had one of those to piss into.
I don't.
It'd get very still very quickly.
You know what I'd do?
What? I feel like it would be the ultimate power move to be able to tip that thing in one piss.
I guess it would depend on the size of it, because, like, I can go for a piss for, like, a minute sometimes.
I can't because I have a small bladder.
I can.
Like, sometimes, like, after, like, coming home from...
Alright, you think you can tip the fucking bamboo? You think you can tip the bamboo?
Yes,
you think you can tip the fucking bamboo?
Bro.
You piece of shit? Alright.
You better check how hard I can fucking piss, bro.
Think you can tip the fucking bamboo?
Bro,
Alright, go in the backyard.
You ever turn the sink on? You ever wash a spoon? It's like that when it hits the bowl.
Hey, that's scary.
Alright, you piss outside now.
No wonder Nicolas Cage is so fucked up.
Hey, that's not my fault. He was like that when I got there.
I feel like we need context for that.
Which thing?
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, for some reason, this fucking goon over here has Nicolas Cage under his seat.
He just has a picture of Nicolas Cage under the toilet seat.
Alright, that was for a April Fool's joke that my mom put there, and it just hasn't been taken down.
I'm surprised it hasn't been shot down.
I just look at it.
Just look at it while you're taking a piss.
Yeah.
And just remember,
He's
Nicolas
checking your
Cage
stream,
is
bro.
always staring at your back when you're taking a shit.
He's checking my stream.
Unless you're one of those weird people who, like...
Shits backwards? What do you mean?
I've seen it.
Have you ever...
Are you watching people shit?
No, listen.
Alright, Tyler. You were making some pretty, like, out-of-pocket comments earlier about not only feet, but also shit. So...
Tyler, you're popping off today.
Listen.
So what's the word?
Listen.
What's the word, Tyler?
I was, I think like 2 weeks ago, there's this whole event going down called the World's Strongest Man. And
Okay.
2 of the members there are like really good friends, so like when they're together they always banter with each other.
They always shit together.
And one of the scenes was like, the guy, I watched one of their point of views, and his friend comes in and he's like, oh, just chill, and there's banter now. He's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And the man knows like, oh, he's gonna go for a shit and fucking stink up the place. So like he goes to the bathroom, he does his business. Like he hides under going for a pee first. Because, like, saying, he's gonna shit or whatever. So, the guy opens up the door just to see the man reverse staring the wall and just looks back at him as he begins to laugh. He's just taking a shit like that, bro.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, I can understand the appeal. You got the armrest or the fucking, like, dinner table.
It's not like he does it on
dinner table.
It's not like he does it like all the time. He just did it to be a fucking prick.
The guy walking in or the guy sitting backwards?
The guy sitting backwards taking a shit.
I feel like that would honestly be the height of living, though, having a table in front of you while you're shitting.
Would be gross.
Why would it be gross?
What?
Why would it be any grosser than just shitting regularly?
What's the table gonna do?
Well, you can have, like, spaghetti.
That's what makes it gross.
Why?
Why do you want to eat while you shit?
Because it takes a while to wipe sometimes. You don't want to...
So you gotta have a snack in between?
Yeah. You gotta refuel. Imagine how... Alright, you guys think I'm a freak or whatever.
You are!
But imagine how great it would be, like, okay, you go down for a shit, and you have a big spicy chicken burger or something in your hand, and you just have the table in front of you, you're eating fries and shit, and it's like, this is a very spicy chicken burger. Alright, you know how those things go right through you? You have a shit immediately after your first shit, and it's like, wow, I didn't even have to get up for that one. Or
no, that's not how it works.
You're drinking coffee or something. You ever have a coffee? That's diarrhea water. Alright, if somebody opens a coffee shop without a fucking bathroom in there, they're monsters, and then they should be put to death. You're serving X-Lax, like... You're serving X-Lax
Do you not
light.
see what's wrong with your fucking thing?
You're gonna get the poopy particles in your burger.
Alright, I'm not saying I'm doing this during
It's
a
not
week.
even that.
I'm not saying I'm doing this during a weekday. It's like, this is a weekend thing. Like, alright, you
wait.
wait...
Only 2 days out of the fucking week.
Yeah,
Ooh.
alright,
But it's still bad. All you smell is shit while you're eating.
My shit smell don't bug me. You know why?
What?
Because I'm at the height of living and I have a fan in my bathroom.
Well, I guess you are luxurious enough to eat your fucking caviar.
If I hold my burger up to my nose, I don't smell shit. I smell burger.
Okay, but tell me you're not like, because
I'm not saying I've done it. I'm just saying I would like to try it.
No, but like I for one am kind of hardwired. Like, the bathroom is not a place for food. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. The only thing you put in your mouth in a fucking bathroom
is shit.
I was about to say
is a fucking toothbrush. Unless it's a public bathroom, then maybe a cock.
Alright. This is why I'm not a sheep, because I would eat out Uma Thurman on the bathroom floor.
I'd pick a better room.
I wouldn't. Because if somebody came up...
Really? On the floor? And I'm gonna like, do the common courtesy of having like sit like on one of
Is
the toilets?
it... Alright.
No! Why would a toilet be better?
Because like, that's the floor. That's awkward. That's awkward positioning.
Awkward... Okay, what are you going to say next? The bathtub? The
I feel like
bathtub's
the
worse.
floor would just be too cold.
Too cold?
Yeah, too cold.
I don't care about too cold.
Okay,
I got pussy in my
wait.
mouth.
Is this like a household bathroom or like a public bathroom?
Why would I do it in a public bathroom? You
Whoa,
think I'm so...
Why would you do it in the bathroom with your own fucking home?
Given the context you were saying and the way and what you said after.
What?
I just want to eat ravioli on the toilet. This is all it ever had
You
to be.
take a woman to your fucking house and say, "Hey, baby, I got a bathroom floor.
You
Want me
said
to eat you out?"
Sometimes you just don't want to wait. That's just it.
What do you mean, wait? Why is she following you in?
Because we want to do like tag team pooping. What else do you want me to say? I don't know.
There are too many chaotic elements here.
All right.
Whoa, no.
I want a waffle stomp. She wants to shit normally. What of it?
You never wanted to try like fucking shower sex?
All right.
No.
I have heard never try that.
Because it makes the cummies dry.
All you're gonna be doing is slipping, sliding around. You're gonna whack your head on some shit. All right.
That's the point.
The point is bro.
The point
just get a fucking whip.
Listen. The point is,
if you want to get hurt, then get a whip.
Listen,
get one of those like what are those things that you whack a horse with?
Yeah,
a whip!
No, not a whip.
The little sticks with the thing
A whip
on the
is to
end.
scare them. You have to hit them with something. You don't hit them with a
still
whip.
just called a whip.
They might still call it a whip, but...
Okay, get a short whip then. Don't get a full,
But
30-foot whip.
Indiana Jones that bitch.
How are you going to crack that in your bedroom?
When you slip in the shower
Skill.
and you snap your spinal cord, you might get isekai'd into a new world.
Where I can have more shower sex. Tyler,
All right,
you're so right.
All right. Here, you ever jerked off in the shower?
Yeah.
Yes. There's a reason there's a stain in there.
All right, then tell me, is it better in there than it is just anywhere else?
Yeah, because when you're in the shower...
Well, you see, when I do it in public places, people yell at me.
But, like, honest opinions, it's worse in the shower.
Not really.
It's worse in the shower.
Cleanup's easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's a small price to pay.
Well, what, are you fucking, like, doing a little jig when you're fucking beating your meat or something? When your feet are stationary in the shower. There's no risk of fucking slipping.
No, but that's not the point. My point is a general consensus. The shower does not improve things. All right,
I'm not saying it improves it, but it would be an interesting experience.
I'll grant you this. A bath, maybe. Shower, no.
Bath? It floats!
No, I'm talking when you're fucking someone.
Okay.
Don't jerk off
But
in the
that's
bath.
a bigger mess.
Who fucking cares? You're fucking in a bath.
Alright.
This conversation is stupid.
Guys, do you shit and bathe, or do you bathe and shit?
What do you mean?
Like one and then the other?
Yes.
Shit and... Well, I don't bathe. I shower specifically, so...
So you take a shit in the shower and then you bathe.
Absolutely. How'd you know?
I knew there was some kind of trick to his question. That's why I didn't answer.
There's always a trick, but now you need to answer, Tyler.
No!
This is non-negotiable.
You want my fucking answer?
Oh no. That one was weak.
Yeah. Mediocre.
Oh, that one stank though.
I refuse to believe you don't shit your pants
I don't.
every time. They just sound
so wet.
Just so, like, you probably just go home with a fucking pile of shit just leaking down your pant leg.
I know.
Just every time. I refuse to believe
the
you
fucking
don't.
cabbies have to fucking take the hose to it.
How many times have you guys shit yourself in your adult life?
Never.
I think like once.
Once?
Once in my honest memory, once.
There was just one point where I was really close, but you know where I was?
What?
I was in the forest at JP.
So you just shit out there?
I just shat in the
The
forest.
only other
I've never
time-
shat somewhere publicly. Like, I mean, not publicly. Like, I've gone in like
in
public.
a forest.
Yeah, I've never been in a forest or on the side of the
it
road
was-
before.
Never done either.
it was bad because there's people at the school.
The only other time I came close to it was at that one concert with Eric.
Okay.
Because that time was like, man, if this line is too long, I'm shitting on the shoes behind me.
But yeah, that's my only ever like close call. I've never actually shat my pants.
Lucky boy.
I just if I'm at that desperate point, I just don't care. I'm just gonna shit on the floor.
Tyler, don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like you would be the most likely to shit yourself out of the three of us.
Clearly not. You shat yourself. You shat yourself.
Yeah, we have.
But I haven't. So something's wrong here.
The dark horse, it seems.
If I ever do shit myself, I'm gonna make sure I'm near Eric.
I mean, I'm surprised you haven't.
Just shit in Eric's chair.
Please don't.
Eric's gonna wake up one morning just to a Lincoln log on fucking Sue's face.
That's still one of my favorite dreams.
What?
The dream where Tyler just shat in one of your chairs.
Oh yeah.
What?
Do you not remember this dream?
No.
It was you and me here, and Eric's like, hold on, I'm gonna step outside the room for whatever reason. He steps outside the room, and you stand up, and you say, all right, watch this. And you walk around to that chair, and you just pull down your pants, you sit down, you start shitting in that chair. And I start dying. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I feel like if that actually happened...
That was a premonition.
If that actually happened, I feel like I wouldn't miss a beat in just looking at it, picking it up, and throwing it outside, grabbing the other one, and then continuing.
What if it was the one that's got the spaces in between it, so it's on like on the floor too?
I would just kind of push it into the other room, and then just pour I'd probably pour the Jameson on top of it, and then just air out the room. Like I'd air out the room as in just open a window and then spray Febreze because I just want to finish the podcast at that.
Madness.
This is madness. Don't touch my knife. What do you have there?
A knife.
A knife.
What? That's a good knife, too.
Lickety clack.
It's fucking falling apart.
Yeah, you get that with a lot of those fucking surplus store ones. Never buy a knife at a surplus store. Or you know what?
Tighten it up.
No, don't get flip knives. Flip knives suck, dude.
They do.
They do. They really do. Because
like just when you flip it,
just have a dagger.
It's just slowly unscrewing it. Because like just the motion is just.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of those. Just tighten it up. Well, how am I gonna just tighten it up when somebody's mugging my wife and curb stomping her head into the floor, and I don't have my trusty pocket knife?
You just fucking go to pull it out.
I pull it out, and then it just falls apart. And she's like, "I never loved you." And then like a big old boot goes on the top of her forehead.
Do you know what you do if she says that? Just walk away.
Just mug her.
Yeah, mug her.
Relax.
Curb stomp her with them.
What you gotta do is you gotta train yourself so that you can flip it open as a ballistic knife. Just like flick and fling it.
That's what we were talking about, like the action of like using or like having a katana, but then using the action of like swinging it in a certain way that the sheath comes off of it and it shoots out like a ballistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always imagined like with that one that I have from the like Crazy 88, the big old boss guy where he swings it and he shoots it out like that. I always imagined doing that, but it hitting somebody's throat, and then I start slicing people up.
Yeah.
I wish I was a samurai.
We all do, man.
You don't, Tyler? What do you wish you were?
That'd be such a terrible time to live in.
Well, I suppose, but at least you'd be, like, respected and, like, Dr. Bushido.
Yeah, nobody respects me.
Not even us.
Yeah.
Weren't, like,
You're
the
so
samurais,
right.
like, disbanded at some point?
What do you mean disbanded?
Like, just, like, told, hey, you can't be a fucking samurai anymore?
You know who told them that?
There was the age of the samurai ending when they got the gun.
Yeah.
You know who told them that, though, Tyler?
Who?
Bitches.
Bitches who didn't think katanas were cool.
Bitches who do not respect samurais. Who disrespects samurais? You know who does that?
Bitches.
Bitches.
Bitches and peasants.
Fuck them. You know who they aren't?
Samurais.
Exactly. They aren't samurais. And how can I respect somebody that isn't a samurai punching down at a samurai?
It would be cool to have a katana, though. But, like, a genuine katana, not like the ones we bought at the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Genuine article.
Like the one I have is literally falling apart.
Like a sharpened one. Because everyone's like, oh, I can buy this and then sharpen it, and then they never do. I said the same thing. I never sharpened mine. You know why? I don't have to. I can buy actual sharp swords.
I want to get like a Damascus steel katana.
Damascus.
Yeah.
Lady
cool.
Dimitrescu.
Is that even a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Damascus steel?
Don't they use like 3 different kind of steels in making like true katanas?
Probably. I don't know.
Because the spine of it is the hardest, the blade part is the softest, and there's 2 different kinds on the side.
I don't know how it fucking works. I just Google, hey, can I get this? Like, sure.
Can I buy a katana?
I mean, like, in our lives, how many people are you going to have to kill with a katana?
Everyone.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you this. When I get the katana, the
9
number's
billion.
increasing.
9 billion people you have to kill with that katana.
I will.
You know, if that's...
I'll finally get the ultimate form to the ebony katana.
if that's my fate in this life, then I will take it. You have been given this sword. You must now kill 9,000 people. All right.
No, 9 billion.
Oh, okay.
9 billion people. Don't
Tyler
exist.
said everyone. Well, that's where that's where apparently humanity will max out. Like that's our height
So are you like,
before it starts
thinking
reducing.
like into the future where like
yes,
it will take me so long to kill the 7.9 billion
okay,
people
let me
that
put
2 more
all right.
billion people exist?
How long is it going to take you to kill 1,000 people?
If I'm very efficient.
Okay.
1,000 seconds. A second per slice.
So
Bro, pure samurai.
you will have to like teleport like behind people. Nothing personal, kid. So many people, and like, all right, where could you even do that at? Like a mall?
Yeah.
How are you gonna get to the other mall after you kill everybody there?
Ain't nothing personal, kid. My way there. You'll never see me coming.
Bro, he's just gonna fucking wave dash.
That's the craziest thing about humanity. Where like I feel like that's how we were just able to like come on top of everything, right? Because like we just have this insane birth rate where like everyone's like, oh, fuck like rabbits. No, fuck like people. There's so many of us.
Know,
there's just so many of us.
That's real inspiring and all, but all I'm using my big human brain to think about is Tyler with a katana just doing the Castlevania like shield slide.
Or like
have you ever seen the Symphony of the Night shield slide or shield dash?
Or the backwards jump in Mario.
In Symphony of the Night, you had a button where you would just like go whoo and you'd like dash backwards, and you could animation cancel it by putting up a shield. So you could just alternate really quickly to do a shield dash where you just like be constantly like moonwalk sliding backwards. And I just imagine you doing that, like kicking up dust along the road as you move backwards with a katana heading towards a mall. Like heading towards Walmart, like, it's time.
But, to the thing you say, the fuck like humans, but the thing is, rabbits can fuck way more than humans, and they have way more babies.
However, humans don't have as many natural predators. Rabbits were put on this world to be eaten and fuck.
Well, that is true, but when you're talking about the phrase "fuck like rabbits," it's only in reference to the fucking. It doesn't really matter, like, whether they live or die.
Because a human can only have a baby every 9 months.
Or quintuplets. Like that
but
one
that's very,
but humans are pack animals more than rabbits are. So humans have much less, like, opportunity to be hunted by, like, other animals. So, like, yes, fuck like rabbits is definitely, like, rabbits fuck way more than humans do, but there are a lot more humans than there are rabbits. Because we are not being actively hunted by a zillion different things trying to kill us. And we've evolved to the point that there is actively almost nothing trying to kill us because things avoid us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And anytime things do come after us, it's like kind of accidental attacks or like tastings.
What if the most advanced race ever was an alien race of, like, rabbit-like people, and they just overpopulated so fast that they're like, alright, we need to get off the planet. And then they just, like years into the future...
It sounds like humans, but not aliens.
Yeah. Like, years into the future, a ship just comes by Earth, like, oh my god, alien contact, and, like, you turn on the screen, and it's just... The ship is packed. And
We've
they're like...
come for Eric.
They're like... Your planet is inhabitable. We really need the space. We're running out fast. They're like, bro.
Stop fucking.
Calm down, bro. We're already overpopulating.
I'd say send them to my house, but only the women.
That's a lot of women.
I don't care.
Eric will be starting the great fucking...
The great fucking indeed.
Yeah.
The great fucking... What were we talking about before that? I had a thought.
No. It started with dreams, then it went to backward shitting, then...
There was Kill Bill, there was shit, there was Blowjob Dimension.
Blowjob Dimension.
Yeah, we don't need to go back on that one.
Listen, boys, I think we do.
No, I think we've said all
Do
we
you
need to
have
say.
Do you have more points on the Blowjob Dimension, Tyler?
Not that he's willing to tell us.
Yeah.
What if you went to the Blowjob Dimension, but it was also a byproduct of the fart dimension, where, like, you open the Blowjob Dimension, but the fart smell seeped out?
Did you catch anything Eric just said?
Yes.
I think when I first heard fart, my brain just turned out.
Your brain just fell out. It's
Whatever
blowjob
Eric-
with fart stank.
Stop.
Yeah, blowjob with fart stank.
No.
Fart stank come out as soon as your
You
pee-pee
ruined
penetrate.
such a good hypotetical with fucking farts.
You think Blowjob Dimension is a good hypothetical?
Yes. I very much enjoyed the hypothetical.
You enjoy Blowjob Dimension, but as soon as fart syndrome is put into blowjob realm, it's over.
Yes.
You guys know those corn dogs that are in fucking... Tyler, you seen Nacho Libre, right?
Yeah.
Where they got those, like, those cobs of corn, but, like, they have the like...
paprika, butter, sour cream on them.
Yeah, I want to try that. I've never had that before.
Just a corn dog just loaded with shit?
It's not a corn dog,
It's like corn on the cob, but it's...
Oh, a corn cob.
Yeah, corn cob.
Okay.
A corn dog is something different.
Yeah, I know, but I thought he said corn dog, not corn cob.
He did. He kept on saying corn dog.
Oh, so
But
I'm
that's
not,
what-
so
What
I'm
else?
not stupid.
What else am I gonna call it?
Corn on the cob.
But it's like a dog. It's like a corn dog. Just
It's
not
a
deep
corn
fried.
on the cob on
Just
a stick.
not... Just... Yeah. Whatever. Alright, whatever.
Aaron, you know corn dogs already exist, so when you keep on mentioning that,
Aren't exist. Corn dogs do exist.
that's
Like,
what I said.
And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed because, like, you're sitting there like a corn dog with, like, fucking all this stuff on. I'm like, you know, that sounds pretty neat. But
You
then you're
can
like,
get
corn
a
cob.
corn-
Like, what the fuck?
You can get a corn dog with that stuff on it.
Yeah, and I'd eat it.
That'd be weird.
Fucking, I'd try it anyway.
My fucking brother dips fries in mustard.
When times have gone down bad and I didn't have any ketchup.
When you're down bad and need
When
some
you're
fries.
just so down bad and you just jerk off while eating fucking French fries with mustard.
Exactly. When we ain't got no ketchup,
You guys
no
ever
mayonnaise,
you guys
gotta
ever
resort to mustard.
You're in the bad zone.
you guys ever jerked off to your crush's bitmoji?
No,
No.
it's never enough.
Just go straight to the snaps, you know.
Ah. People are doing that.
No.
People are doing that. There's a down bad society out there.
I mean, yeah.
Listen,
Snapchat's a fucking nightmare zone, alright?
Listen, I've never understood how people can be that down bad when porn exists.
What, you mean like down bad to like that where they just go to like just normal innocuous pictures of people they know?
Yeah.
They're just that horny.
I can understand it if it's like a particular person.
I mean,
The only way I would ever do that is
maybe if I was 13. Maybe if I was 13. But never any other time.
13-year-old Eric had some other stuff to look at.
Yeah, I sure did, man.
Like, I can see it if people are like really fucking horny about like a fucking crush. And 13 is a good approximation of that because you're high school kid and you're fucking you're mental horny.
Not even at that stage I would ever do that.
Yeah, well, me neither, but I don't like people.
I feel like I'm one of the most horny people I know, but still there are other people that surprise me with saying that I jerked off 6 times a day when I was that age, and I was like, what?
Scoozy?
How?
How? Listen, I did.
Exactly.
3 times in the morning, 3 times at night.
How? Like, how?
You didn't even space it out, like, partway through the day?
Nope.
What the fuck, dude?
Listen, when the horny hit...
Bro, I feel like the horny hit if I do it twice in a day.
But here's what's very weird about me.
There's some rough weekends, man, I gotta say.
Listen, here's what's really weird about me. I can't do it during the day. It's so...
It has to be nighttime. You're a night wanker
either
only.
nighttime or morning. When I wake up, or when I'm about to go to bed.
You're a warp talent.
Never in the middle. It's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Because I want to have a normal day.
Well, like...
A normal day.
Well, and that's the thing I was thinking of when you're like, oh, people say like, oh, I did it like 6 times. I'm like, do you not have anything else you want to do? Like...
No, I'm horny.
Like, come on, dude.
Even then, even those few rare occasions I did do it during the day, it was the most guilty nut ever. Like, the horny overtook.
I don't feel like I have guilty nuts anymore.
That's bad.
Well, like, that being said, I only ever, like, the most I average, like, the most, like, peak is 3 times a day. That's peak. Never anything more. And even then, that's, like, bordering on, like, I should feel bad about this. But I don't. Because I know that there's people that are averaging, like, 7. There's people that do 7.
I don't understand that one.
Monsters out there. Animals. I respect you.
I don't...
But I don't trust you around anything.
I don't trust you, don't shake my hand.
Yeah. Like, salute. If you can do it, by all means, but it ain't me.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know.
We haven't even dipped into topics yet. Guys, talk
Do you actually have any?
I do, but talk amongst yourself while I fucking rip them out of my pocket.
Hey, Tyler.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Puppet Pal Clint.
What?
Do you know what time it is?
No.
I forget the joke. I genuinely don't remember what the joke is.
What joke?
There's Puppet Pals, and they said something.
And what?
What?
For a second, I thought you were doing a little piece of poo from South Park.
No.
Like Mr. Hanky?
Yeah.
No. There's something that was like puppets, and I remember, hey, Puppet Pal Clint.
Never heard of it.
Alright, Kyle, you saw how, like, sporadic and awful my, like, note-taking is for the movie?
Yeah.
The movie list? It's the same way for podcast. Do we have rat? We have rat audio.
We are.
I don't know if it actually picked it up.
Unlikely.
Alright. Okay. Moving on.
It's over there now.
We might have had some rat audio there. Alright. You guys can confirm I'm not crazy? You heard that?
Unless that's your brother in the walls.
No.
No.
That's some rat audio. These guys heard it.
Pure
I
rat
don't know
energies.
if it was picked up by the mics. But that was rats scuttling around the walls.
Yep.
But anyway, my note-taking in my phone is abysmal. And that carries on to the podcast topics that I sometimes have jotted down. Because this was probably wrote down like months ago, but one of them just says, peanut butter pretzels in Nutella, truly a savant.
What? How is that a topic? I think you're just hungry one day. It's like, you know what's good right now? Peanut butter pretzels.
You're gonna look in there and
Nutella.
it's just gonna say, cheese fries,
Because I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
Neither do we. That's why I said you're probably hungry one day. You're like, you know what sounds good?
Either way, here's one of them. There was Hudson Bay controversy recently where they took pictures of a doctor for Toronto. There's some more rat audio going on. Okay, and it's back. Come on now. One of you Mario jump and punch the ceiling.
What?
They'll do it. They'll come back around. That might have scared them.
I think I hit something else.
Yeah,
Maybe that rattle?
You hit the ceiling.
It's a pretty big target.
Anyway, there was
But that rattle, what was that?
probably some of the ceiling tiles dislodging. But Hudson Bay, they took pictures of a North African doctor. Or not North African, North American, like African American doctor. And they put that as like not defined by race or gender thing, and they used her picture as like an advertisement slogan thing, like pictures of her. And then she was like, "Hey, Hudson Bay, I didn't
approve of that."
Yeah, I didn't approve of this." And that just kind of got me thinking of like, how hard is it to just like say, "Are you African American? Would you be willing to do a photo shoot and we'll give you $100?" How hard is that?
But,
Or
like,
just get like some stock images.
But listen,
I'm listening.
it could have been a situation like that where like some random photographer, because like with stuff like that they tend to like outsource it.
Yeah.
So it could have been just a random photographer like, "Hey, I heard you're a model or something. This is what we're trying to take pictures of. You fit it perfectly. I'll pay you like $100." But then they send the pictures to Hudson Bay because like obviously they're contracted to do it. Then she sees those pictures like, "Wait, I didn't know this is what that was for."
But that's like a breach of privacy. I feel
Isn't
like
it,
you
though?
should.
But if the guy
I
paid
don't-
her,
But I don't think so, because
It's
like I
technically
feel
not.
like you should be privy to like what you're being like what your image is being exposed to, right? I feel like that's within every right of like you should not be able to.
but he probably could have said like, "Oh yeah, it's for this and this," but not just mention Hudson.
There's definitely, because like it's one thing if like the Hudson Bay specifically, they're like, okay, send a photographer, take the picture, we use it. You know, it's one thing like that because it's like we're using your face in advertising. In the scenario that Tyler describes, where it's just a like freelance photographer and he takes a picture and then he basically sells them that picture.
Yeah.
Like that picture, like they've signed, the person signed up to have their picture taken, and the picture, which is now a commodity, has been sold to a company. I feel like legally that probably would slide.
A fair point, but I still feel like it's
It
morally
becomes-
wrong.
Yeah, it comes
It's
down
very
to morals.
morally wrong because like I don't think that, because like if it comes to that, then it's like you could be advertised in a lot of things that you don't want to. And I feel like you should be able to pull that back and be like, I don't want to be advertised this way.
But at that point, like, say the woman, like you said, the woman saw the Hudson ads and they're like, "Hey, I don't want to be a part of this." She could technically be like, call them up, be like, "Hey, I saw you're using my pictures. I don't want you to do that." it can go down 50-50. Either they could be like, okay, sure, sorry, we'll choose someone else, or sue us. Watch what happens.
The other kind of flip of the coin of that is I have a really hard time believing that it could have been like going down that way, where it was a freelance photographer taking the picture and then selling that image to Hudson Bay, because you have seen shit like that, where like that Mafia City game, you know, that one that you've been seeing ads around for like a long time, and then they kind of stopped. That was taking pictures of people from Facebook and putting their faces on the characters. That was how they were doing their face capping, where they were taking pictures of people's Facebook profiles and putting them on the characters, and then people were calling in saying like, "That's my daughter."
And I want my daughter to be one of the hookers in your commercial.
That's just how they were doing it, because I guess it was easier than like hiring photographers or face cappers.
And the thing is, I see that as morally, I think it's bad.
My first thought is, for something like that, like the type of game it was, you know how popular those kind of games are, like on Facebook? It's like, what if it was
I wouldn't even say they're popular. I think that it's more so they're just paying people out to put the advertising out. I don't think anybody's actually playing those fucking games.
But here's my thought process with it. Like, say it is like one of those Facebook games, like, you know, like back when we were 13, we'd play like Weed City or whatever. Like,
I never played those.
I did. It was a really fun game. But anyways,
Facebook.
Like, before you play games with that, you have to agree to stuff. And then they have your account stuff.
Well,
they probably use your pictures.
But there were people that never played. That's the thing.
That's definitely the thing, because the big thing in all of this is, did the person sign anything, and did they actually read the fine print of it? Because they hire people whose entire job is to write that shit, to have no loopholes, to make it airtight. Say, you can't sue us, you can't do this, you can't do that. This is what we're using it for. We're going to use it as we see fit. With that thing using people's faces, I think morally, I think it's bad. I think that's kind of scummy. You're just taking random people, putting them in your fucking advertising. Like, what is this?
But you gotta remember.
But the thing is, and this is a thing, when you're in a public space, your photo can be taken. Now, you can of course say, I don't want my photo taken, but if someone just takes a photo, they are within their right to do that. Facebook is, like, social media is basically the definition of a public space on the internet. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when you, and and here's the thing about Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, they store this information. When you upload an image, it is not your image anymore. It is on the site, it is saved, and it will be everywhere. So if someone takes that image, like, if you upload an image to these things, especially if it's a profile picture of your face, you have to know that that's a possibility. Because if you act like it's not, you are lying to yourself. Mm-hmm. Or you really don't understand how the internet works, and you really shouldn't be on it. Because, is it scummy? Yes. But it's the kind of scummy that that I feel is within legality to do.
But you also gotta remember, capitalism doesn't care.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's always the big thing, if it's legal, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Unless it's public enough that it'll fuck with their image, they will do whatever they can.
And that's why stuff like watermarks or like little things like, say you do try to copy my picture, you can't copy it.
Yeah. This makes me think of a recent thing, and this applies to me because guilty. There's been a lot of discussion recently about using other people's artwork for D&D. Where a lot of people, because there's large communities of people who play D&D and artists who play D&D, and they're like, oh, I drew my character, or I drew this character, or whatever. Here's my OC or whatever. And a lot of people, especially now that there's things like Roll20 or whatever that allow you to do virtual tabletop stuff and make custom tokens with artwork, a lot of people just go online, find some artwork, and plop a token down. Or they find a picture of something or a character and say, this represents my character. This is kind of what my character looks like, or this is a close approximation. There has been lately, I have seen a number of people pushing back against that, basically saying, like, you do not have the right to use someone else's artwork for your D&D stuff. You should not ever.
Fuck off.
Listen, if your artwork is on Google, it's fair game.
That's what I said, too.
Like, fuck off. It's not like they're generating revenue from it.
And
even if they are, that could be rectified with simply saying, like, I didn't draw my character token, it was this artist. It's just that easy.
And that's the thing. When I was looking at that,
these fucking pieces of shit. Fuck them. Fuck them. Who cares?
Yeah. And I've seen a couple arguments again. One of them was complete stupid. It was basically like, oh, this character means a lot to me, and I don't want someone, like, making their own character using it. I'm like,
that's
well,
like
why'd you put
somebody
it on the
saying that, like, I'm going to sell this vehicle because it has a lot of sentimental value in it, and I want it to be valued as higher for that. The engine still runs like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And fucking, I was the other thing is a lot of people were saying, like, you know, you can't just take this art because, you should draw these yourself, or you should get a commission to do it, because, and there's so many people like,
do I look like I have the money?
That's the thing, because people are like, oh, I need you to commission me so I can, because I need to earn that money, and I'm sitting there like, so
some
basically,
of their fucking prices are insane.
So, like,
though.
You're not allowed, according to these people, you're not allowed to play D&D if you're not an artist, you don't have the time, or you don't have the money. Congratulations, you just got gate kept.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch.
And this is, like, kind of side park, whatever. I've been playing around with that website of, like, Hero Forge.
Yeah, it's the model one.
Yeah. Hey, Games Workshop, you should team up with these people. Because I'm sick and tired of it's like, oh, we're coming out with new models and they just kind of look like the same thing. You know how cool it would be to make your own custom models from GW, where it's like they're like Space Marines, Space Elves, like Tower, whatever, like kind of basic models, but different armor sets, so you could make, like, okay, there's, like, certain characters that you would like to make, but there's not, like, the specific things for them, but you put these different head or, like, armor sets or whatever, or these weapons together, and you can make them? Yeah. Games Workshop. Hop on it. The future's now, old man, you piece of shit. Anyway, Kyle, continue.
Well, think about how many times, like, even during my campaign alone, I've just ripped an image off Google.
And that's the thing. Because here's a little look at how I do these things, and you people know about this. But
what do you mean, you people?
I mean, you fucking people. Got it?
God damn! Oh,
I love you people.
What do you mean, you people?
But the way I tend to run stuff, because I use Roll20. That's my preferred method because it's convenient, and I play with Americans as well. So when I put all these tokens down, obviously my players will have some kind of artwork to represent their own characters. Sometimes they make them, sometimes they get their own art. That's literally what everyone fucking does. But I'll also have a lot of art, because any character, my thought process is, if when you walk in a tavern, you look around, you want to see something interesting. You want something that's going to grab your eye and make you... If you see someone sitting at the bar, you want to see him and think, I wonder what this guy's deal is. Or you want to have some kind of interest in him. If you see a default token of, like, man in shirt with mug that looks like fucking nothing, no one gives a shit about him. And I know, because no one gave a shit about him when I put them in there.
Listen, Kyle, you know what you need to do? You need to draw every single token. That's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, because, I'll just slide that in between working my job.
As if this man has the time to draw every single token.
Hey, you know what? If you aren't able to draw every single token in your D&D session, you shouldn't run D&D.
Yeah, clearly.
You piece of shit.
Clearly.
You know, fuck you. Hey, Kyle, Tyler, both of you, fuck you. If you can't draw every single token in your D&D session because you don't, I don't have the money to commission every single art piece.
Poor, get out.
Yeah, fuck you. Hey, piece of shit, you know what? The street corner's that way. Go fucking sell your body. You want to play D&D? You got to be able to spread every single hole 3 inches wide
You gotta be
at
the
least.
goddamn high roller.
Yeah, you fucking whore.
Can I admit to something?
No.
Sure.
I think I
have spread my holes.
I've technically drawn one of my characters. It may have been like a vague outline, but it did the job.
Yeah, and I mean...
And you know, I can even say this. For those Roll20 sites, I've never used like anybody else's art because I've only used stock images because they're funny.
No way! That fucking like greedy fucking balding fucking dude was a stock image.
That was a stock image.
Are you kidding?
If I were to pull that image up now, it would have Shutterstock watermark on it.
Good.
But like... Yeah.
But that's just me, because I thought it was funny.
It was funny. I loved the character, but God, was it fucking annoying.
But yeah, I fill all my things with artwork that I think is good. You know, I pick artwork that I think look nice. I pick characters I think look nice. But you know people see them and they think,
this might just be my opinion too. But I feel like that's one of the best forms of flattery, where like if you're putting something out there for free and somebody actually uses it,
my other players
that's like,
have
wow.
sought out my other players have genuinely sought out and followed the artists of the tokens I've used.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just straight up said to me like, yeah, like I found the artwork that you used for that token, and I went and followed them because they're a really good artist.
Because like, I get it that like. The art world, as well as any other like career specific job and everything, where like it's underappreciated but it's in high demand. It's rough work, but like if you're putting it out there for free, I don't feel like you should be upset if it's being consumed for free.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. And like I get it to some extent if you're like, you know, oh, I made this character, and then someone's like, I take this and now I make it into a completely different character. That said, who the fuck's going to know? It's your own private game. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And I get it when people... some of the examples seemed like people were saying, like, oh, I hate it when someone just takes my character wholesale and say, this is my character, I made them. But that's like... That's just a generally unpleasant person doing unpleasant things. Like, that's hardly the worst of their crimes, probably.
Do you know what like truly annoys me though?
What?
Because I'm on this one app where I'll post like a cool picture I saw, like, oh, look at this fan-made Dragon Ball character or something like that. Mm-hmm. And there's always that one person in the chat's like, why didn't you credit them? Why didn't you credit them when you post picture? I was like, I just wanted to show the picture.
And that's the other thing too. A lot of the people in those like sites and everything, they don't seem to understand that you don't know the source of it either.
Exactly.
It was posted from somebody else that doesn't know the source or didn't credit them. So like, how am I supposed to source something that I don't know the source of?
And like I at least with crediting,
That's why I don't post anything. I don't give a shit.
That's why you should post everything.
Yes.
I get the whole.
I create my own sources.
It's good to try and source things, but also
at the same time, that's why you put your own little signature and shit. But even then,
signatures.
That's why you cross
out
other people.
I don't understand it half the time.
That's why you cross out other people's watermarks and put your own on them.
Clearly.
Yes, exactly. Clearly a based maneuver.
It's annoying sometimes.
I cross out Shutterstock watermarks and I put MDcast watermarks over them. We own half the internet by now.
we own every white guy in a suit, let me tell you.
Or like somebody yelling at a banana or somebody holding up a gun to a fish.
Yeah.
A fish.
Only the weird ones.
But,
if it's relatively normal, we don't take it. That's just the business. That's just the nature.
The other argument I've heard with the whole D&D thing is someone basically said, like, and this rubbed me the wrong way, because they basically say, like, if you are unable to describe a character, then you should not be a DM. And I'm sitting there like, why the fuck would I... No one's going to talk to the character if they don't look interesting. I can describe them all I want, but if they never walk up to them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And besides, you ever heard the picture is worth 1,000 words?
That's just gatekeeping again.
Even when
alright, listen. I fucking hate people that think they're good for doing something in their spare time, and they just think they're the shit for it that nobody in the real world actually cares about. Like, I'm just so sick of, like, I'm a level 47 paladin. I've been doing this for so long that you wouldn't even comprehend. It's like, fuck off. No one cares. No one fucking cares. Nobody gives a shit. It's just you being proud of something that you did, and it means nothing. It means, alright, you know what? You might be the best paladin out there. You might be the very absolute best paladin out there, and no one can deny that. Because nobody else understands.
Nobody else cares.
It's just you. It's just your own personal crusade of being a piece of shit, but you think you're great.
But even in those cases, like, say, like, for your D&D, like, you do show, you do get a token for the character, but you even take the extra step to describe stuff we can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I try.
Because, like, I think that's fair. Like, because, like you said, you can't just put a random token Roll20 gives you and be like, go do something. Like, the person has no name, looks like a fucking default dairy.
What? I'm even gonna say this. This is something that people do almost strictly in their spare time. Don't let anybody tell you what you can or can't do, and that's coming from us, who is telling you what you can or can't do in your spare time. Like, this means nothing. This is D&D. This is a game. This is like
you're not MDCast message of the day.
Yeah,
do what you want in your spare time, unless what you want to do in your spare time is be a prick.
Is put other people down for what they're doing.
Like, fuck everybody else unless they're you.
I will fuck them.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get that tattooed on my forehead, under my eyelid, and under my lip too. Fuck everybody else unless they are you or your friends.
That's when you get, like, what is it called, like an anagram? Like, you just take the first letter of each word.
Yeah.
Or an acronym.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've had this debate before
3 times.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm kind of retarded. You can explain to me 1,000,000 times. I'll still ask 10 minutes later, like, what's the anagram again?
What's in an anagram?
Okay, I know an anagram is where you take a word, you switch the letters around, and you can make the same word out of it, right?
That might actually be what it is, yes.
I only know what an acronym is, Tyler. I don't know what an anagram is.
It's like dog, then an acronym is God.
God.
Yeah, or Og.
Or Oog.
Like race car. Actually, no.
Or to go.
No, that's a palindrome.
It's a palindrome.
Yeah, that's a palindrome.
Same word backwards.
Palindromes are stupid, man.
Palindromes are fucking weird.
I fucking hate palindromes.
Like tenet.
What is tenet?
T-E-N-E-T.
But what isn't tenant again? Is that like somebody that like works in a hotel staff?
A tenant is usually like someone who lives in
a hotel.
Apartment.
Okay, yeah. Apartment.
Isn't that tenant?
Is it?
No, that's tennis.
Is it actually tenant? Okay.
Yeah.
I said something completely wrong, and you went along with it.
Yeah, you said tennis.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
But that movie, I don't like that movie.
Don't like it?
It infuriates me because my brain can't wrap around the fucking logic in the movie. Like, did you ever plan on watching it?
No. Probably not.
The one scene where, like,
What is Tenet about again?
It's about a war, like...
Spoiler alert, everyone.
Yeah, spoilers for Tenet.
It's about, basically, future people attacking current times through this weird time machine type deal.
Essentially,
Didn't they have a recent movie with fucking Jurassic World person? do something like that, like
maybe
the Tomorrow War or something.
I also
different.
watched that one, but that one is different.
Okay.
That was where you send soldiers from the past into the future to fight aliens.
Yeah.
This
to
one is
prepare them
basically
for the incoming attack.
with,
All right,
with
I'm gonna tell you, these both sound stupid.
Yeah,
Because it is.
Okay.
I can explain Tenet a bit better because it's actually
I've never seen either, by the way, so I don't
Tenet's
know if they are or
actually
not.
conceptually kind of interesting. It has problems, but it's kind of conceptually interesting. The concept is like secret agent kind of guy is trying to stop like World War III.
Okay.
And this takes him to like the Russian mob, and they basically have a device that will reverse time for a person. So a person, if you enter the machine, then you will come out the other side moving backwards through time. So in the future, he creates the machine, he goes into the machine, and he starts walking and living backwards through time, wherein he creates the machine in modern times and can send himself forward again. And the kind of point of the movie is that the characters go through stuff trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out the plot, and then they reach a point where they have to start going backwards through the plot again, experiencing the weird shit where like people were moving backwards through time, but now they're moving backwards through time.
But
so
you
forward
find
is
out
moving
that
forward backwards.
the weird shit you're experiencing in your time, like the forward time, was just you in the reverse time.
Yeah,
That just sounds like a headache.
it
'Cause it
kinda
is.
it is like that. One of the big like weird scenes that happened was basically the main character finds the machine and he opens the machine, and then a man in like full SWAT uniform goes out backwards, and he basically has a reverse fight with the dude where the dude's trying to shoot him.
Oh,
but-
I've seen
Yeah, and like
trailers for that.
yeah, the bullets are like coming out of the window into his gun because he's moving backwards, and then like reverse fight. And then later on, you find out that what happened when later on he went backwards in time into that device, and when he had the fight, he was fighting himself, and it's just wacky bullshit.
I couldn't make it to the end.
What happened to just like a straight cut and narrow narrative?
The thing
in a
is, the
movie?
movie itself, the whole concept of it, is really, really, really interesting.
It's a really cool concept, and it does it well at times.
Like, here's what I'm thinking though. When did something like it just becomes, because it's a difficult concept to wrap your head around, when did it become great, you know? Like if it's difficult to understand, it makes it good.
When did complexity equal good?
Because like, and I'm going to say this, I'm a very stupid person.
Guilty.
And like, I wish I didn't have to think about what I was watching a lot of the time. And that feels like something that I would have to think about a lot.
The thing is, I'll give you this, because I've heard people bash on Tenet before. I'll give it this. Explaining it sounds like a whole, like, crock of shit. It makes a little more sense when you actually, like, are watching the movie and you're following along with it.
I'll put it on the list. Is it list worthy?
I'd say so.
I think it's, at the very least, it's an interesting watch.
Okay.
I
I'll
mean,
put it on the list.
It's on Crave.
Crave? One of those ones that I have to pay for?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I think it might be a part of
one of these days. Shit's opening up now too. One of these days, I'll just pay for like that $5 a month something, and we'll just binge all the movies on the list that I would have to pay for with that service.
Yeah. But it would be an interesting one.
It seems like such a mindfuck, but the concept itself is really interesting because they like at certain points they show you the science behind it. Like at the point
science
at the point I was going to mention, like when they're going reverse in time, they literally have to have airbags because the air in the reverse time, it's not air, it's something else. Like if you breathe, you can't breathe in because that's a future thing. you can't breathe out because
you can't breathe in because you're breathing in carbon monoxide.
Okay.
Or dioxide.
I'm gonna take a piss. You two keep talking about this.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Well, I feel the most complicated things were literally the ending things.
It was too weird because like the scene I was going to talk about is like when he does go through it the first time and he's doing like the car scene.
Yeah, the car.
And you realize that the car
that was flipped over was him. Yeah,
and that fucked with you. I was like, but like another thing is like when they're at the fucking airport, like you said.
Yeah,
and like the other dudes that the guy was fighting, like they split up, and he went to go fight, took the mask off. It was him.
Yeah, it was him, which is why I let him go. I called that at the beginning of the movie.
Same here. I figured it was either him or himself.
But that's also one of the times where it genuinely doesn't make sense because he tried to shoot himself.
But I think he knew he had to play a part, because if he didn't play the part, like say like he did just walk out, it was him to him, it would affect the timeline basically.
Well, perhaps, but he's the one who made the timeline.
Yes, I think it was an unavoidable situation. Like because at the beginning he knew that these masked people, there was something wrong with them. There's something bad about them, so he had to play the part.
Perhaps, yeah, I suppose.
In all reality, it doesn't make sense because like I didn't watch the last bit of the movie because at that point I was like, man, my brain can't handle this.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I didn't understand it when I was first watching it, but then it kind of clicked with me. Like probably the weirdest part was when the dude was interrogating him, and he's holding the gun to his own wife, and he's asking him questions, but he's asking them backwards because they're like right there.
Yeah, because like either end was the forward and the other one was the past.
Yeah.
Because like he could see what was going on in the past while answering the questions in the future, basically.
Yeah.
It's Shark Week this week.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
I don't know.
Bug
spray.
Bug spray.
Bug spray. But it was Shark Week this week, and just to timestamp it, man, I gotta say, it's not great.
Not great.
Not great.
What's so bad about this year's Shark Week?
I don't know. It's just made
it's a bunch
for
of reruns.
No, it's just really made for reality TV.
Yeah, I heard that David Dobrik is in one of them.
Yeah. They also had a Jackass one, and I guess that was the most entertaining because like a guy got bit in it.
Yeah, Steve-O probably.
No, it wasn't Steve-O. It was like one of the B-team guys, a guy named Poopsie, or Poopies.
Probably Poopsie.
No, Poopies. It was Poopies. He got his fucking hand bitten by a shark. Because he went and did
I guess you could say he's got pretty shit luck.
Sure do. I mean, it wasn't even luck. He went and did he did a water ski jump and he did a cannonball into a bunch of reef sharks, and then one of them came over and bit his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the most interesting one. Every other one was Dr. Pimple Popper pops the pimple on Shark Anatomy or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Did they just have a bunch of influencers do a show or something?
Kind of, but they were all influencers that are not popular.
Pimple Popper is pretty popular.
If an influencer is not popular, is they really an influencer?
I'm going to say this. I didn't watch the Dr. Pimple Popper one because I really don't want to watch pimples getting pumped. I don't like that. Do you guys like that?
It's a sadistic curiosity.
You're a freak.
What do you mean sadistic
Not
curiosity?
sadistic. Morbid curiosity. There we go. That's the right word.
You're a freak.
Because some of them, I love the ones on the horses or the cows, where they literally just go and just.
Oh.
I don't like
Oh
those.
God!
That's really all it is. You see the big lump on the horse.
I didn't want to know that. I've never seen a horse pimple.
Really?
No, I'm going to keep it that way.
You should watch it sometime.
I don't want to.
I'll send you guys it.
Alright, I'm going to double down on all the fucked up shit that I send you then.
Okay.
Like, I think of that and I just think of like having a fucking blister or whatever on my own like body. Like those things like small in comparison or whatever, but like you fucking stab it or whatever and you just start leaking shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that alone, I don't like that. I don't dig it. So
I have to pop them. If I have
I do, but
like
I don't like it.
Pimples I will leave alone because like I know that they're bad for you if you like pop them because then it just spreads and everything. But like blood blisters, I have to get them out. I have to get rid of them because I get a lot of blood blisters where I work, and like
that's not good.
Half the time, if it's a blood blister, it's because there's something inside of them. And I'm like, no, I don't want to live with something inside my body. So I'm just like...
Cut the hand off.
Yeah.
Like, I rarely get blisters. You know, blessings counted. But, I fucking stab them. So...
Mm-hmm.
Listen. I had this one pimple under my belly. I went to go pop it.
It's called herpes.
And like, I could feel... the pop in my hand, like
oh my god,
hit my hand.
Hey Tyler, stop talking.
I mean,
and like 90% of it was blood.
Low key been there.
I had
a big one on my ass before.
I love those ones.
Why?
Why do you love them?
I love popping them.
Bro. You seem like you're like a '90s cartoon.
I love popping it because then all I feel is right on my fucking hand. Then I pull my hand up. Blood!
No, not.
I had a really bad one on like my pubic area.
I get that feeling when I'm like I'm slapping mosquitoes or something, not popping things.
But like I had one on my pubic area and it was bad. Like
that's called herpes.
It wasn't herpes.
Okay.
I haven't had sex to have herpes. But I popped it. All I could feel was just on my hand.
Tyler, you are a fiend.
For a solid 5 minutes.
How do you manage to get a pimple that bad on your
Nothing
dick?
but blood. I don't know.
Okay.
Like you could feel like if you were like pinching around there, you can feel like the blood sac basically. And one night I was just give a good old squeeze and just.
Why did you get the good snap on that?
Fucking 5 minutes, this bitch was bleeding.
Okay.
So listen, out of curiosity, after like a day or two, I took a picture of down there. And it was just a white spot with the hole inside it.
Okay, this has been the MD cast.
Oh, it was funny. It felt so nice.
What's a song?
You know what's the weirdest bit?
And it all just blows up.
My
in
leg
your face.
was numb afterward.
It all just explodes and we die.
It all returns.
I also got a second one to